Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome our beloved customers on our workshop on integration of SMACC software with Fatoora portal on Zakka platform, the General Authority of Zakat Tax and Customs. We are going to explain the steps one by one. Okay, first of all, we have two stages or two phases. It was two phases. Came from Zatka. That first it was making the invoice as e-invoice from a software or a system, and now it will be the second phase. Okay, it have different waves actually. You can get it from the site. Okay, you can navigate to Fatoora at government. Okay, .zatka.government.sa. We will see an example about that. But first of all, according to SMACC software, we have the company profile. We should see the company profile. You will open configurations, then profile, company profile. It's a simple steps. Okay, this is our company profile. Before we have only the name in one language. Now we have two languages, Arabic and English. So you can add your company name in English and Arabic. Also, you will notice also there is a little bit different, like you will have the business category. This one is the business category. Before we didn't have it. Now it will be on this company profile. You should select. If you have a retailer, if you are a retailer, your company field, so you should add it here. Then also we have Zatka environment type. Zatka environment type, here we have sandbox and Zatka live environment. So if you want the live environment, in that case, you will select live environment, but we suggest that it's better to use the sandbox before link directly with Fatoora portal. Okay, the sandbox is just as a trial. Okay, you will make transactions only as a trial. It will post to Zatka, but it will post as a trial transactions. Okay. They inform you, the government, okay, or the General Authority of Tax and Zakat, they inform you before 6 months at least that you should link with Fatoora portal, okay. So here, this are the steps according to SMACC software. You will just open the company profile. You have the name in English and Arabic, as we said, and you have also the short address. By the way, this one you can get it from Subul. Okay, you can log into Subul or national address. At the end, you will find the short address. It contains from 4 letters and 4 numbers, mostly 8 digits. And as we said, also the business category. The business category, you should type it here also. Then, as we prefer to select the sandbox as a trial transactions, it will post as a trial only. Okay, save it. This one it will be only the first step. It's the company profile. Then we have the tax setup. Under the tax setup, we will open tax setup. We will find right now there is also a prerequisites. First, it's as per KSA regulations, a standard VAT rate shall be applied. Okay, if KSA Zatka amend standard tax, so the VAT rate should be modified accordingly. We have the tax should be applied after calculating discount. Okay, so it's better to make after discount, of course. Right now, we will have it as a regulations. We cannot make it before discount, and we will see that the system now also available amount after discount, even if the amount bundled in price. So if I make a discount, so the VAT should be decreased. Okay, we have also to comply with Zatka e-invoice standards. You can apply tax at item level. Okay, apply tax at item level. Maybe you heard about that. Your sales invoices should appear each item with its own tax, and at the end, maybe I can have also the total amount of tax that paid on that invoice. So the tax, it will be item tax on your sales invoices, regardless of the purchases, because the purchases, we didn't have anything yet about it right now. It's not going to post anything. It's only about the sales. Your sales invoices should be item tax, and it will be posted to the Fatoora portal, to the Zatka platform. As you see, both item level and global level taxes cannot be applied at the same time. So you can have only one level on sales, which will be the item tax itself, because as you see, it's also written in here. Can apply item tax on level on sales. If item level tax is enabled, then the KSA standard VAT rate shall be applied on all the items. Okay. And if global level tax is enabled, then KSA standard also will be applied at document level. We have also the taxes cannot be fixed amount. Okay. Maybe while you creating the tax master, you see that you can make it as amount. Okay. But for the new regulations, it's better to make it only as a percentage. The tax, it's a percentage, it's not an amount. The tax rate master cannot be updated once Zatka compliance setup is completed, because if you link directly and you have a compliance with Zatka, in that case you cannot update the tax, because everything right after that it will be posting to the Fatoora portal, as we said. The VAT number, as we know, it's the same as before. This is the place of your VAT company VAT number. You will add it here. Enable Zatka compliant VAT setup. So the first option, you will enable it from here. Do you want to make your VAT setup Zatka compliant? So in that case, you will activate it. So we will try to make here activation just like that. The system will ask you to add your admin password for your company. Then proceed. As you see, Zatka compliance here, we have 3 steps. Verify item tax for Zatka compliance. Yes, verify. I'm going to use the item tax, of course. Then do you want to apply outward tax to all items on item card page? This one, it will be the outward tax. So you should have an outward tax as an item tax on the tax master. We will see also how we can make it. It's similar to the way that we use it before, with a little bit difference. We will see it. So at the end, this is the outward tax should be also available in this field here. Then agree. We have your selection. This is the third step, apply outward tax. Okay, your selection outward tax to be applied on all items. It means that the item card, it will have right now an outward tax, okay, for all the items as item tax 15%, according to what you created. So for these 3 steps, you just, as you saw, the step number 2, you will add the tax, item tax for all the items as outward on sales. So now, from now on, we are not going to have a global tax on sales or total tax. It will be only item tax. Then agree. Outward tax group. Then agree. Okay. The system will update automatically. As you see, there is not right now purchase tax and sales tax. If you remember before, it was only tax that you can use it on sales or on purchases according to item tax or global tax, total tax or per item. But right now we have it on purchases separate than sales, because as we said before, the sales should be only item tax and it should be separate, different, and it will post to another portal for the Fatoora portal, the Zatka platform. We have here global tax for purchases. It's not a problem because the purchases at the end, you can use whatever you want. Even you can use discount per item tax or global tax. It's related to the purchases only. We have the sales, okay, item tax, enable tax 1, discount, of course, it will be related to the tax. As we know before, the discount, it will be related to the tax because we will make discount or amount for a tax. It will be calculated after what? After discount, okay? So it will be the discount also related with the item tax. Financial accounting, you know that we have an invoice in financial accounting. It's a service invoice, separate than the inventory or the sales invoice in inventory. So in financial accounting, we have also its own tax group. So we will also enable it first from here, the item tax with a discount enable tax 1. We are not going to have global tax also, as we know. At the end, it's a sales item tax. We have also the receipt, tax, payment, debit note, and credit note. For the item tax here, it's related only, as we said, for financial accounting. Item tax here related to the sales invoice. Receipts, also we will have an example about this receipts. If you have a project, for example, and you receiving advance payment, so you should add a tax on it. It will be similar to an invoice, but it's only for receiving an advance payment. It will be deducted, of course, from the sales invoice that you will make. After that, you will just select save. So what is the new thing and the things that we should focus on this screen? It's the prerequisites that came from Zatka, and here we should open the compliant or enable the compliant. Then we should have for sales item tax. Okay, and if we are using the service invoice from financial accounting, also we have the item tax plus receipts if you need it. Then we have the tax master. This one is the tax master. Tax master right now, if you try to select add new, you will see that we have purchase, sales, and financial accounting as we activated before. The purchase right now, we have global tax or item tax. This one, it's different because we make it before on the previous screen as global tax. But what we need right now to make the example, it's the sales, because as we said before, we are not focusing about the purchases. We didn't receive anything until now from Zatka about the purchases. We have the sales, item tax, then the group ID. The group ID, it's a number. It's a number, just you will add it for different groups when you make on taxes. We have tax group name. Also, you will add the tax group name. This one is the tax group name. Amount bundled, as you know, it means that I want the amount to be bundled. If I add 100 Riyal, so the tax, it will be deducted from this 100 Riyal. Total, after tax, it's 100 Riyal. But if I wanted 100, then 115 with a tax, in that case, I will leave it without this option for bundled price. Tax 1%, as we said, tax is only as a percentage. We don't have a tax as an amount. It will be only a percentage. So you will add the percentage for a tax in here. And then finally, you will select proceed. Of course, it will be after discount as we explained before. Then you will select proceed. Also, financial accounting, we meant here the item tax, financial accounting for the sales invoice or the service sales invoice. We have it in financial accounting. For receipts, it will be separate or different also. So it will do the same. You will give it any number as an ID, and you will give it a name in here, and then you will select the percentage, which percentage related to this one. And then also you can create for receipts if you have a project, if you have a construction company, for example, and you have projects, you have advance tax or advance payments, sorry, and it's including tax, and you want to deduct it from the final invoice, also you will make it. Also, it have an ID, it have a name, and it have a percentage. Okay. So after all, it will be similar to this one. I have global tax, total tax for the purchases, but I have for sales item tax. I make it bundled with price, for example. We have financial accounting, also invoiced item tax. Okay, and we have the receipts VAT like this one. So it's very simple. You can create it from here. I want to remind that if you enable the compliance, in that case, after you finish from link with Zatka, you cannot update this one as we saw before on tax setup. Okay. After you make the tax master, then you can go and make the setup. You will go to Zatka setup. You have Zatka onboarding setup. Okay, this screen, it will show the company profile information. If something wrong, of course, you know that you will go to the profile, company profile, and update it. It will appear the devices, okay, that link with the system. Even, for example, the web, it will be the system, the web system, like what we open it right now. We have the invoices inside it. We have the 3S card, SMACC, as you know. We have the online store. And we have POS, the point of sales, as a counters. So any gate that will lead to have an invoice, in that case, it should be linked where to Zatka. Okay, so it will appear on this screen. It's called onboarding setup. You will see this arrows just like that. You will select onboarding. Then, are you sure you want to continue? You will select also yes. It will ask about your admin password. You will select. You will open your select your admin password or add it. Then it will ask about OTP. From where I can get this OTP? So you should open the Fatoora website. Okay, this is the Fatoora website. You should open it. You will open Fatoora zatka.gov.sa. Then you will log in to your account. Okay, it will ask you for an OTP. So you should add the OTP. The OTP takes almost 2 minutes. When you get the OTP, then you will add the OTP. After that, it will open with you. When it will open, you will see that there is Fatoora simulation portal. Why Fatoora simulation portal? Right now, we explain a way that we have a sandbox, which is the trial way that we can just use the system and make invoices, and it will post to the Fatoora portal and everything, but without making an actual influence from that invoices, because they know it's only a sandbox, it's only a trial invoices. Also, you will see that there is on board new solution unit device. This one you will select to add new one. But right now, we are not going to use the actual or the live environment. We will use the sandbox. So we will select Fatoora simulation. So you have these terms and conditions. You can read it carefully before selecting. We agree to the above. Confirm Fatoora simulation. It's at the end, it's a simulation portal. Then next. Okay, so right now we are using the tax and custom, Zakat tax and custom authority website, and we are using only, as you see, testing purposes, because we make it also on the system and then we open it here as a simulation on this side. After that, we will go to select onboard new device. Of course, not report, sorry. Then please enter the number of OTP codes that generated maximum 100. Says that maximum 100 device. Remember this one, we have the web generate the OTP code. It will provide us with an OTP. We will add it on the system. We will wait just a few seconds. Okay, this is our OTP sent. So we will add it here. Then okay. Operation right now successfully. So now we link to the Fatoora portal. It's better when you make some updates like that to log out and log in again to the system. You can check the configurations. This is the onboarding setup right now. You will see it like that. There is renew and revoke, of course. Now it means we linked this device or this web to the Fatoora portal. Okay, now the link it's done correctly. Okay. So before starting the transactions. Okay, I want to remind about something. People asking about did we reach the wave or the stage that we should link or not? They asking that we maybe our sales is less than 40 million or more than 40 million. So when the time that we should make this link with Zatka. So you will open also the zatka.government.sa. Okay, you will find the informations in e-invoice. As you see here, the rollout phases, you can also open it here. Rollout phases, e-invoices, as you see. The first one, it was the taxpayer VAT invoice coming from the system. It's the e-invoice. The phase two right now, we have the taxpayer wave 1, 2, 3, okay, 4. Up to now, it's 4. If you scroll down, you will see the integration wave 1, taxpayers with annual taxable revenue. It's above 30 billion. It was on 2021. Okay, so if your revenue was above that amount on 2021, in that case, you should link from 1st of January up to 30th of January maximum. Second wave, the third wave, wave number 4, 5, 6. This is the waves, all of it. You will see it right now. It's updated. We have it until the taxpayer with annual taxable revenue above 40 million, okay, in 2021 or in 2022. So you have a time from 1st of March up to 30th of June. Remaining waves will be announced. So now this is an answer for some questions coming. If we are lower than this 40 million, so when the time that we should make this link is so that here they saying remaining waves will be announced. So it's not yet something, we didn't receive anything yet. And for more information, you should contact Zatka themselves. So contact them and ask about when the time that you should make or which wave that which time for your wave. Also, this is an information about the phase one. As we said before, it will be the e-invoice that we already applied for the companies. Most of them applied. And the second phase, this one, it's the new waves that we saw about making the system link with Zatka. And your invoices, it will post automatically, as we said, to the Fatoora portal. So for the system, right now we can see an examples for how we can make some invoices, okay? And we will see the invoice posting, how it will post, okay? But before that, we need to take a break for 10 minutes. Assalamu alaikum. We're going back to proceed explaining the transactions, how it looks like after link with Zatka, the Fatoora portal. We have in financial accounting transactions, receipts. So before we saw the 3 steps for the configurations that we should check first and complete, then we will see the transactions. Our transactions, for example, the receipts. If I want to make a receipt and it's project linked, okay, as we said before, the advance payment that is going to be deducted from the invoice. So it will be project link. I will select the project. As you know, there is simplified and standard tax. Right now we have simplified and standard tax. Before we didn't have these 2 options. You will select, for example, standard tax. Is export invoice, also you can select its export invoice or not. And also we have the standard rate or exempted from tax. Maybe it's exempted from tax. We have advance payment, but it's exempted from tax. So I can select in here. It's a new regulation that any amount related, like for advance payment that going to your bank account, so it should be also with a receipt similar to the invoice with a QR code at the end, okay? So this one, it can be exempted from tax, it can be zero rated goods, and it can be standard rate. If you select exempted, of course, you should select the reason why is it exempted. Financial service, life insurance, what is it? And also the zero rated goods, you should select why is it exporting of goods, of services, what is the reason for exemption. Assume that we have a standard rate also. You will add here receipt from. This is the description or the information about which you received from. And then, of course, as we know, the mode, is it cash, electronic transfer, what is it actually? You will select, for example, for me, I received cash from the customer or the project. The amount, it was 1,000 real. And then I will select the tax ID, receipt, VAT. The system will apply the 15%. It will be the total amount, 1,150. So now we have a tax on this one. You will add your description in this one. After that, you will save it. So it will be a receipt with your company information and your client information, and you will have a QR code on this one. So this is the new update about the receipts vouchers as advance payment on projects. We also have the invoices. This one is a sales invoice as a service. Assume that, as we said before, we have a construction company, we have a maintenance company, for example. So when I select manage to add new, of course, I will select is it simplified or standard tax invoice. So you can select which one of these. After you issue the invoice, there is the invoice status here. It will appear. We have the payment mode, all the things that you know about. The customer, you should select the customer, the salesman, and then the serial. All these transactions, you know about it. It's similar as before. Item name, for example, we have a company which making AC maintenance. Units, pieces. Quantity, 10 pieces. Price per 100 real, for example. Currency, we have it on the company profile. Discount by percentage, discount by amount. Also, you can add a discount. For example, I want to have a discount 10%. The VAT category, this one is standard tax. Now, also the different, we have this VAT category. So you should select the VAT category with each item that you add in your invoice. Okay, I have here the VAT category is standard rate. I have 15% standard rate. And then also we have the VAT tax ID. If you see here, this one is the VAT tax ID. If you remember, we created from the tax master that we have financial accounting item tax, 15%. Any remarks, you can add your remarks and more description if you want. When you select tab, you will go to the second line to add the second item if you want. If you see here, it will appear the total item tax. So if you have many items, at the end, it will appear the total item tax paid, okay, and the grand total and the net amount. Save it. Now, this is an invoice, standard tax invoice with a QR code and everything. If you go back to see it, you will find here it's called cleared. So the status is cleared. It means the standard tax invoices, it will automatically, by the way, post to the Fatoora portal. Immediately, it's post immediately to the Fatoora portal. For the simplified invoices, it will take almost about half an hour and it will be posted. And the maximum for all the simplified invoices, it's 24 hours. We have two types of invoices, simplified and standard tax. Standard tax, as we know, from B2B, from business to business. Another entity which have a VAT number and they are going to claim it. And the simplified for another customer from B to C. So mostly the simplified invoices, it takes about half an hour, and it will post to the Fatoora portal. Okay, and the standard tax invoices, it will post immediately to the Fatoora portal. So we should be familiar about this information. So this was an example for standard tax invoice. We have also the invoice return. Assume that we want to return this invoice. So we will go to financial accounting transaction invoice return, and we will add the invoice number. Then search. It will appear the invoice information as you know. Return quantity. You can select the return quantity. For example, it was 10 ACs. We made a maintenance for it, and we want to return 5 of these. So you should select the return reason. You should select the return reason. Is it cancellation or suspension of the supplies after its occurrence, either fully or partially? Fully or partially. So in these cases, you can select also in case of goods of service refund, change in sellers or buyers information. These reasons right now, it doesn't make big difference, but you can select the reason actually why you make the return. Also, you will see that the discount calculated before it was 100 real, now it's 50 real because I returned the half quantity, 5 pieces out of 10. So also the discount, the system will calculate the discount and adjust it to your invoice automatically, and it will post the transaction, the debit accounts, credit accounts, everything correctly. Finally, you can save it. Now this one is a return. We also have debit note and credit note. So assume that we want to make a debit note or credit note. This one, standard tax invoice, cash or credit, it doesn't make big difference. At the end is standard tax. You should have a customer with full information. Okay, national address and at least the VAT number and the city. Then the salesman, as you know, all the information the same as before. Assume piece, price per 100 real, discount. Also, it can be zero rated goods. For example, company fields like pharmaceutical companies, they have medicine and they have cosmetics. Okay, so the medicine, it's without tax, and cosmetics and the other things it will be with a tax. So I can issue an invoice including both of them. That example, yes, it works with the inventory sales invoice module more than this one. But at the end, I want to give you the example or the idea about this one, that you can have 2 items, 3 items, whatever the number of the items. It can be some of them with a tax and some of them without tax. That's why you can select here on VAT category, is it exempted from tax? Of course, then you should select the exemption reason. Okay, or is it standard rate? We will have an example with standard rate. Then the VAT ID, you should select from the tax group master that you created before. Simple invoice, remarks, and description. At the end, this is an invoice. You can save it. For the simplified invoices, you cannot make a return or debit note or credit note until or unless it's posted to the ZATCA portal. Okay. Now we are on the screen of debit note and credit note. It's the same way. It's very simple. You will add the invoice number, then search. It will appear just like that. You will see the adjustment type, price or discount. Now you want to make price or discount. You want to update the price or discount and make it before 100 real. Okay, so if it's a credit note, of course you will select the note type. Is it a credit note or debit note? If it's a credit note, it means that I want to decrease the price. So if I add, for example, 200, the system will not accept. Price is not correct because I'm making credit note for the customer. So I'm going to decrease the amount. So if I make it 90, the system will accept. If it's debit note, of course, it will be the opposite. If I make it 90, the system will not accept. But if I make it 200 or more than 100, it will be accepted because it's a debit note. So debit note, credit note, right now you have it on the same screen, but you should select in here for your invoice. And it can be according to the prices or according to the discount. Maybe you want to decrease the discount. You want to make credit note, but you want, sorry, to increase the discount. So if you make the discount 9%, it will not be accepted. It will say that the least is 10%. So what about 15% discount? The system will accept. Right now, we have credit note for the customer after we issued the invoice to only increase the discount. We want to give this customer more discount. No need right now to return all the invoice and issue a new one because only just I want to increase or decrease the discount. I want to make debit or credit note. Even the prices also. If you want to update the prices, increasing or decreasing, at the end you will just use the debit note and credit note. Otherwise, it will be what? It will be updating for the quantity itself. You ask for 10 pieces and you want to return 2 of them. In that case, you will make the invoice return as we explained before. You will select the quantity returned and the system will accept. Right now, let us try to make an example for a credit note for a price. The customer said that no, it wasn't 100 real. We have a deal about 90 real. So no problem, no need to return the invoice, all of it. I will just make a credit note. I will make the price right now 90 real. The system will take out and deduct the 10 real adjusted price. As you see, all the information available and the system will make the adjustment for everything, discount and everything automatically. Of course, with any transaction, credit note, debit note, return, you should select the reason why. Why did you make that one? Essential change or amendments apply. As you see, this is the reasons. Okay, leads to change of the value, supplies value is pre-agreed upon between the supplier and customer. So you can select the reason. If you didn't select the reason, the system will not accept saving this credit note. And as we informed before, these reasons doesn't make big difference. You just should select a reason. Okay, now this was the credit note and debit note for what? For financial accounting invoices, which is the service invoices. For inventory, we have sales invoice. Also, you can see an example of our sales invoice, and we can make debit note and credit note and return. Manage. Simplified or standard tax, of course, you will select in here. Standard tax invoice, cash or credit, the salesman, customer, of course. Why? Because standard tax needs information, as we said before. Add new item. Okay, for example, this AC filter. Quantity 50. Add and continue. For example, we have also service. It's the maintenance. We will make maintenance for 25 and or 450, sorry. This is the service. So this is the fees that we take it when we make the maintenance, and this is the item. This is just an example. I gave it to you to be familiar with the system in inventory or the sales invoice, that you can have inventory items, you can have service items, as you know, and it can be with a tax or without tax according to the item, by the way, because here, if we just notice that there is also the VAT category. This one, the VAT category. Right now, the VAT category appearing with each item. Is it standard rate or is it exempted from tax, as we know? So you should select in here. So from where did the system get this item as a standard rate? Automatically, because we already apply it for all of our items when we make the startup for link with Fatoora platform, as we saw before, the compliant. And also you can see it from the item cards itself. This one is the item card. As you see, the VAT category standard rate and outward is 15%. So you can update it from this item card, then it will automatically appear with the item on this screen. Okay, or you can update it while you are adding the item itself. Also, we have here's the discount. If you want to give it a discount, you can add a discount like that. Okay, right now I have service outside scope of tax. This is only as example. Okay, services we have a tax on it, but this is as example. We have an item without tax and an item with a tax. Tax exemption reason. This one I add it on the item card itself, but you can update it also when you're making the invoice. I make it outside scope of tax for this item in a specific exemption reason. Okay, for it also I add it in here. So it will appear just like that, 0%. There is no tax on it. You want to have a discount or not, you can add in this one. Finally, you can save the invoice. Also use a QR code with your company, full information, and your customer company information, national address, everything. For standard tax invoices, document status, it's cleared. Cleared, as we said, cleared, it will be for the standard tax invoices. Okay, we will see a report for a posting or for a posted invoices. So we will see the status in there. Is it cleared? Is it reported? What is it? So now this invoice, I want to make a debit and credit note. Manage, as we know, you will add the invoice number, then search. You select the debit note or credit note. Assume that it's a debit note. We tried the credit note on the financial accounting. We want to have a new way to see it. Here we have also the reason. You can select the reason. Debit note because of the price or because of the discount. Assume it's because of the discount. Okay, so the new discount, as we explained before, I can not increase the discount while I make debit note. I can increase it while I make the credit note, and the vice versa for this example. I want to give the customer only 5%. It was 10%. Right now I want it to be 5%. And then I can save it. It's a very simple steps. Now we have a credit note. Also, the invoice return, sales return. We will add the invoice number, then enter or search. return reason, cancellation, goods of refund, for example, and the quantity returned. You cannot exceed the quantity sold already. It was 50. Okay, so for example, he want to return 10 filters plus the service maintenance for it. So this one, it was an example for the invoices. Okay, I want you to see only just the simplified invoices where it can show and how you can fix it. This is simplified invoice cash. I have salesman. I have a customer. You should select a customer in here and then add new item. You will select the item. Of course, the tax, discount, and everything. As I said, the simplified invoice, it takes up to 30 minutes. That's why right now it's still pending. Okay, it's still pending. You will see it as still pending. Even for the pending invoices, you cannot make a return or credit note or something like that until it's been cleared or reported. Actually, for the standard tax invoices, it will be reported. So you will get this message notification from the system. We know that the system, it have very good notifications like what's happening, invoice didn't post yet or something like that. So where I can see a report or something that tell me about the invoices that cleared or reported or something like that. So I will go to the configurations, Zatka setup. I will find invoice posting. This one, invoice posting. This screen, you can select from which date to which date, according to the period that you want to see the transactions on this report. Invoice type, I want to see all the standard tax invoices, all the simplified invoices according to specific warehouse, salesman. I want to see only the pending invoices, cleared invoices, reported, as we said, it will be for the cleared invoices, but it's the simplified invoices, the standard tax invoices, it will automatically, as we said, immediately it will be cleared. And the error, if something happened with the invoice, transaction, a specific transaction. So you will see here the status that for this invoice, it was simplified and it didn't take the half an hour. So it's still pending. For the standard tax invoices, it's cleared even if it's return or debit note or sales invoice. If it's coming from financial accounting or from inventory, sales invoice, inventory, invoices only, financial accounting, even in reports, even inside the software, all of it. If you are using the system, of course, you will know the difference between these two names because you already use it. So as we said, this one, it didn't post with us. Why? Because we have the posting interval. This one, it's only as information. I will show you because it's the posting interval information. This screen, you are not going to update anything on it, by the way. You have here basic posting interval 15, for example, invoice maximum time, it's 30 minutes. Posting also invoice count, then and invoice per batch, for example, one. Even if you update anything in here and you save it, you will go back, you will find it, come back again, because this is something like you can say it's a technical and it works automatically. I just showed you that to know the 30 minutes automatically for this interval to Fatoora portal. We will go back to our invoice posting. Okay, if you scroll down, you will find that it says sales invoice. So as I said before, it means the inventory invoice, sales invoice, not the financial accounting. Pending invoice one, yes, of course, it was the simplified invoice. Still yet didn't finish from the 30 minutes. Reported 2 invoices, cleared 1 invoice, not reported and not cleared. I don't have because all of it, it's good right now. I don't have not reported or not cleared or even the error. For this invoice, so I can let the interval post this invoice immediately. I can just select and then process. So you will find here process. Even you will find now the status is reported. After that, you can make return or debit note or credit note as you want. It will accept for the simplified invoices. So as we said before, the simplified invoices, it will take time up to 30 minutes, but at the end, all the simplified invoices, it should be posted during the day, maximum 24 hours. So for you, if you already linked to Zatka, it's better to focus with this screen. You can open it time by time to see the posted invoices, what's happening in your system. Two pieces, I want to return one of them. Return reason, as we said, you should select the reason, even if it didn't make change or make sense for different reasons. So at the end, you should select the reason. Without a reason, you cannot proceed. So this one, it was the explanation of how we will make the link with Fatoora portal on Zatka platform. To remind that we have 3 steps. Okay, just to summary, make a summary for what we said. Configurations profile, you have your company profile. Company profile, you have your company information all available, but right now you have the English name, Arabic name, you have your company field, and it's the business category. It's called business category. Okay, and the short address, you will find it from Subul or your national address. And don't forget that before at least 6 months, mostly the Zatka, okay, the Government General Authority for Tax and Zakat, they will inform you that maybe by email or something about when the time that your wave will be, when the time that you should link to the Fatoora portal. But for our customers right now, if you ask the customer support number that we already shared, by the way, on chat, we have a customer support number. It's a WhatsApp number. Okay, we remind it's a WhatsApp number. If you contact them, you maybe you want this new update on the system, because maybe you will find this update, it's not appearing on your system. You didn't have these screens, so you can see the exclamation mark. It will view your company information. So if you have the version number 15, it means you are on the old one. 16, it's a new one. The company already working on cloud companies or even the local to make the update. But if you want the update by this time, you can ask about it. You can make the sandbox as a trial, as I explained it before. It's better. The better way is to make the sandbox, just to make a trial, to get used to the system with this update, with this link, with Zatka. After the time that you should link, you will open, of course, this screen, and you will make the Zatka live environment. So about this link, if I make it as a trial sandbox, can I just go back and make it Zatka live environment? Yes, of course, you can update and make it Zatka live environment. For the old transactions, it will be just same as before. But for the new transactions, it will post on Zatka, but it's not as a simulating as we saw before on their website. There was a Fatoora portal, and there was also a simulating portal. So you will select from here, simulating at the very beginning, but later on, when you should make the link, you can make the Fatoora portal, of course. It means the actual. Okay, that one is the actual. So this one is sandbox. Very simple steps. The second one, it may be the tax setup, tax master, and then you have the onboarding setup. The onboarding setup, this one, you should open your account on zatka.gov.sa and Fatoora. You select Fatoora, and then you will open it with the OTP, and then it will give you OTP also. to link your device. Device by device, at the end, if I select more devices, before our example, it was only one, but if I select, for example, 5 devices on this website, it will provide me with a code for 5 devices also. When I add it, sorry, it will link 5 devices at one time. So these are the simple 3 steps that we have, and the transactions also related, of course, to the sales in financial accounting, debit note, credit note, return, even the receipt for advance payment. And we saw also the inventory, sales invoice, debit note, credit note, and the return. And finally, we saw the reports related to this one. It's called invoice posting under Zatka setup. We explained the status which appear in here. You should focus with this one day by day to see if there is invoices that still need to post. So you should have 2 websites. One of them it's to the Zatka itself. This website, Fatoora Zatka.government, and you can see under the second phase that we already started. It's already started that you can see your wave actually, and you can send them also from this website. You can text them to see which time that for your company in a specific, maybe you should link with this Fatoora portal. So that was the explanation of how we can make the Fatoora portal link with SMACC software. And we believe that if you just have passed the steps, the first 3 steps that we explained on the configurations until you make the onboarding correctly, inshallah, straightforward, and you are not going to find any problem. And if you have any question, you can contact us on our customer support number that we already shared on chat. Okay, it's a WhatsApp number. I want to remind, it's a WhatsApp number. You can ask us if you have any question. Please be free to contact us, and don't hesitate if you have any question regarding this one. And this session, it was already recorded. Also, you can get the link if you need it. Okay, you can get the link. You can just contact the customer support number. They will provide you with the link for recorded session, inshallah. So that's all about today, and wish you a good luck with my best regards.